friends, getting ready to head out on the Pinhoti Trail in a couple days. Wanted to give you a lowdown on some of the gear that I'm going to be taking. Some of it old, some of it new. One of the things I'm going to try out for this go around is to have a little hip pack or fanny pack on. Found this on Amazon for 10, 12 bucks. It's nature hike outdoors, really inexpensive. Has great zippers on it, looks pretty water resistant. Nothing is waterproof. I'd like to have, throw my phone in here, a couple other odds and ends. I just don't like to have stuff in my pockets while I'm walking around in the woods. So I'm going to give that a go and see what shakes out. As far as what's in my sack, you ask? On the outside here, got infamous little sit pad. I like to use this not only to sit on things when they're wet, it's also great on the knees with my tent, which is somewhat low. So you can fan a fire with it, do all kinds of other stuff with it. Outside here, I'm going to try this Polycro for a ground sheet on my tent. Also, anytime I'm in a shelter, I can lay this out, put my sleep pad on it. Like to keep the bottom of my tent dry if at all possible, because I do like to have the tent inside my pack, and if it's wet, it doesn't go in there. So I'm going to give that a shot. I don't know if that'll make it back or not. Tent stakes, MSR groundhogs. I'm going to give this a go. This is a Snow Peak umbrella. It unfolds a bit odd, but the way it unfolds, it has these little breaks in it that I think may come in handy in the wind. So I'll get back with you on that. I'm going to take a rain and wind jacket as well, in case I don't care for this. But this is the lightest umbrella I could find. I can't remember the weight, but I'll put lighter pack on here somewhere so you guys can check the weight out. But overall, packing everything, no food, no water, I think I'm just under, I'm around 13 pounds, so I think I'm doing pretty good here. Got a little beanie action there. It's my bathroom bag, easy access to that. Got some merino wool gloves to keep my hands nice and toasty. Hopefully I don't need those. I had a couple buddies out that I met on the AT in 2019 that are on the Pinhoti now, and they have had the worst of it, so I hope they take that with them. Got a buff. I'll use this for all kinds of stuff, but also as a mask when I hop into towns, get in a shuttle, whatnot. This was a great find on Amazon for about $15, this wind rain jacket that weighs, I think it's 3 ounces, and it is pretty solid for the money and for the weight of it. Pretty excited to try this out, with the exception of the fact that I have to try it out in the rain. My good buddy from the AT in 2019-20 sent me a little care package before I am wandering off in the woods, and in that was a pair of these Enlightened equipment. I think they're the Copperfield wind pants. So these are the only pants, almost only clothes that I'll be taking with me the whole time. We'll see how those hold up, and we're done up here. So getting into the actual pack. This Nylofume sack liner to keep everything nice and dry. I got it's my food bag, just an Osprey 12 liter. I don't have any food in here yet, but what I do have in here right now is my toothbrush, my spoon. This is a Cedar Summit. It came as a little utensil kit, and I just took the spoon part off because that's all I need. I'm going to be cold soaking on this trip, so got my cold soak container. Inside there's a little bit of soap, because these get a little oily. I'm going to try this soap. It may not last more than a couple days before it finds a new home, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try a lot of new stuff this go around. My tent for this trip, I am going to try out the one-person Dan Durston X-Mid. Cool trekking pole tent. 2 trekking poles. You could get away with 4 stakes. I like a minimum of 6, and in really windy conditions, I can add 2 for the guy lines. So that's topping out. I think that's around just a hair over 2 pounds. It's double walled, which I am a big fan of double walled tents. I don't like that condensation that you get in the really high-end, super light stuff, and I just haven't found one that I want to blow a bunch of money on for a month-long trip. So I am going to try this for the first time, hiking. Patagonia R1 fleece. I'm sure most of you hiking nerds are familiar with that. Another good surprise in my care package from 20 was this Ghost Whisperer Puffy, which I'm really excited about not having to use, but I'm sure I definitely have to throw that on a few times. This is my electronics bag. I'm not going to go through all this. You can check it out on my lighter pack when I get that up. But I spent a lot of time looking up the most power for the least amount of money and weight, and this battery pack was it. It's still a brick. What else do we have in here? Oh, so this sleeping pad. This is by Gear Doctor. Basically, it's a copy of Thermarest. It is 17 ounces, so it's a little heavy, but the R value on it is in the mid 5s. And because of the quilt that I'm going to be using, I wanted to make sure I had enough warmth underneath me. It does take a while to blow up, which is kind of a pain, but it is really comfortable, and relative to other sleeping pads, it is a bargain. Trekology pillow. Enough said. Let's see. Here is my quilt. So this is the Sierra Design Nitro Quilt 20. Really like this thing. Picked this up about halfway through 1,900 miles in the Appalachian Trail. So I'm going to take this. It still has all the good stench in it that I had. Down in the foot box, I'm taking the only clothing that I'm going to have with me is an extra pair of darn toughs and some fleece-lined tights to wear at night. Boy, this thing smells great. The other awesome thing about this, oh, some earplugs. So this quilt, it's got these great little pockets on the side, so if you want to go to your stomach side and really cinch it around you, you can. It's got a spot here that you can put your face out of, but really the most important part of this thing is you can put it on like this and do like the Scooby-Doo out of the woods and scare people as a ghost. So nice. Oh man, it really smells bad. And the last thing in here, oh, I guess I'm taking more clothes. Whew. This is a pair of Fox River silk liners. I have hiked over 2,000 miles in these, not this particular pair, this happens to be a new one, very inexpensive, and have never had a blister wearing these with a pair of darn toughs. And all those will be going inside some Solomon Speed 5s that I'm going to try. And what else do we have in here? Oh, a bottle for clean water, going kind of the uber lightweight here. I am not going to go the Sawyer route. I am going this sort of generic Katadyn B3. You know, when it comes to water filtration, you want to make sure you really cut corners. So now I'm going to give this a go. This is called Joypur. I found this on Amazon as well. It is exactly like the Katadyn B3. This is the 600 milliliter. Filter is exactly the same. The flow rate is killer. And for more clean water on some of these longer carries that are on the Pinhoti, I've got this really lightweight Platypus 2-liter to carry around. As opposed to carrying water bottles, I can just tuck this up and stash it away in my pack. The pack that I'm using is an Osprey Levity. This is the 45-liter. I did take some scissors to this thing and cut all kinds of stuff off of this, as well as everything else I have. This is the bag of stuff I cut out of here, so that's over 60 grams of nonsense that I don't need. So yeah, that's where I'm at with everything on heading out to the Pinhoti Trail in a few days. I'm really excited about it. This is also going to be my first tube experience, first YouTube, as well as my first fish reference, both of which I'm sure we'll have more of. So that's that. I will see you guys next time I get on here, which will probably be in Alabama.